Here's what's coming up on the Red and Blue Review on Ion 21.
If you're a Louisville fan, go buy a lottery ticket because everything's coming up rosy.
Worst Kentucky team ever? Come on, man, that's cold.
That's all coming up right now on the Red and Blue Review here on WBNA.
The Red and Blue Review is brought to you by Doug Jones Home Improvement Company, the Bachman Auto Group, Sam Swope, SWAT Team Pest Control, Joe's OK Bayou, PNC Bank, Allstate Ford Truck Sales, and the Ali Center.
I didn't see anything. I mean, I just looked and said, that's what we're doing. Strap them on, boys.
Strap them on indeed. In fact, these guys probably like to unstrap for a change. Welcome to the Red and Blue Review. You guys have had the busiest off season I can ever remember.
No kidding.
Howie's been tracking down football coaches in conference. You finally hired a football coach, and you got a basketball team that's not so hot.
We'll see how it goes.
Welcome to the Red and Blue Review. Please say hello to Darryl Bird of the Cat's Paws.
Here at the beautiful Oxmoor Country Club, and I hate to do it, we've got this lovely holiday setting, but I've got to play Scrooge. I'm sorry. The deal with Charlie Strong staying at Louisville, kind of at the end of the entire process, I was like, man, I need a shower. On Monday, if I'm a Louisville fan, and we got to imagine here, if I'm a Louisville fan, Monday he throws me under the bus because I don't support him enough. The next day he's trying to leave to go to Tennessee, and then he's back, and it's because of relationships and maybe $4 million. It's kind of greasy.
Maybe it's a relationship with $4 million.
Maybe it is.
That could be it. How have you been on DEF CON watch here?
Yep.
Things have slowed down a little bit. You got your football coach that's going to apparently stay through the bowl game now.
You got it. Yeah, stay through the bowl game and stay for the future. You got to think if he's not going to leave for Tennessee, 100,000 fans, $4 million, who's he going to leave for? I mean, at that point, it's like Florida, Texas, maybe. So that's good news for Louisville, and I wonder about that Sanford coach's comment. We'll touch on that here in a second.
Well, the Red and Blue Review is coming to you from Oxmoor Country Club. Beautiful place here, as you can see, inside and outside. And if you join before January 1, no dues until 2013, and free golf cart rentals until March 1st. Go to oxmoorcc.com. Okay, let's jump into it. Football and basketball in the lightning round. This portion of the Red and Blue Review brought to you by the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety, reminding you that one text or call could wreck it all. Well, the big man on campus at the University of Kentucky is, as always, the entire basketball team. But the problem is these guys are big men on campus, but they really haven't done anything to earn it. Cal says his basketball team was a little too cool to play hard in both halves against Stanford.
In the second half, we played like we did against Notre Dame and Baylor, which was if they beat you, they beat you. Oh, I didn't get there. Can't be anything other than they're not in shape.
You guys just too cool to do that?
That's what Coach Cal thinks. You know, that's one of his things. You know, we're too cool. But I don't think we're thinking that as we're too cool. I think, you know, we still, as an individual, we still have flaws, and we're in no position to tell somebody else what to do yet.
Absolutely. It's interesting to watch how this team is playing, and it strikes me, and this is a talented group. It was still the #1 recruiting class in the country. There's two things going on, I think. At this stage of the game, without a point guard, it looks like an AAU team. This is what I do really well by myself, and I don't have a clue how to work my teammates into it yet. Camp Cal is going to be a lot of fun. Wow, are they in for it? But to me, that's a big part of the problem. The other thing is, and we've talked about it before on the show, that's the danger of reinventing yourself with freshmen every year. It's the #1 class. But that doesn't mean the #1 class is going to be, I mean, NFL draft, Andrew Luck, RG3. Who's the top quarterback this year? You can't name it instantly. Yeah. It happens in cycles like that. I think that cycle's caught them this year.
And you talk about the AAU. Let me tell you where I saw that played out. I think it was in the Sanford game. The ball is down in the right wing. Poythress either loses control of it or whatever, and he just lets it bounce out. Like the possession didn't matter. And I told my family we were watching the ball game, that's an AAU possession right there. Because you know you're going to have 55 more possessions that day, And these guys have got to learn in college basketball, value every possession.
And it's funny because that's the exact same type of play that Calipari blew Poitras up over the Baylor loss, is that Noel made a great play and the ball just landed and he didn't move to go get it. And that's part of the issue. This team's got to figure it out real fast.
The big man on campus at the University of Louisville would be perhaps Charlie Strong, who shocked most everybody when he turned down Tennessee to stay at Louisville.
You know, when you get in a decision like this and so many opportunities out there, it goes back to relationships. And I think about Tom, and he made reference to the fact of, you know, here I was, you know, we was 2-4 at the time. I was 9-10 at the time, and the guy hands me an extension. So it's about relationship, and it's about people believing and trusting in you. And I'm sitting there saying, I mean, wake up. I mean, how do you walk away from someone who really trusts and believes in you?
You know, it's remarkable what Louisville did. They essentially took money off the table. They said, okay, you're offering 3.7, we'll offer 3.7. Now, do you want to go? And then you look at other factors. Charlie was looking at 100,000 fans, going to the SEC, going to the SEC East, which he loves. So those are three heavy factors. The other side, Louisville got back to him and said, hey, listen, look at what Chizik did. Won a national title, 2 years later he's gone. Other coaches have been gone after a 6-6 season. So essentially they said, hey, we gave you a contract when you're 2-4. We believe in you. You'll be here for a long, long time. And that relationship, that's what he means by relationship. That relationship was important to him.
I know Darryl likes to say that God is a Kentucky fan, but I got to believe he's pulling pretty hard for Louisville, because here's why. If that decision last week to go to the ACC doesn't happen, and we're talking about the Big East, Charlie Strong is at Tennessee right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was a huge, huge factor. And really, it's completely revolutionized that Louisville job.
Well, we are coming to you, the Red and Blue Review from Oxmoor Country Club, and if you've got a junior golfer in your family, to make them better, this is the place to be. Great facilities, great practice opportunity, only $1,500 a year for your junior golfer, and they get to play with some of the best junior golfers in this part of the country. Go to oxmoorcc.com. Well, who got busted this past week was maybe everybody in blue. It appears everyone fell in love, as Darryl mentioned, with this #1 recruiting class and the #3 ranked Kentucky Wildcats, who are now out of the top 25.
I think we all got intoxicated, including me, about everything that was written and said about this team. And I kept telling you we're not that good, and I'm looking, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're better than I think. No, we weren't. I like my team, and I like my players. I got good guys. They're going to do what I ask them to do. There's if you demand a lot, you get a lot. You accept mediocrity. Obviously, I'm not accepting. I'm accepting something less than their best, and that's on me.
It was interesting. I thought in 2011 was Calipari's best coaching job in years and years, because he didn't have that much. It got him to the Final Four. He'll have to top that effort to get this team back to the Final Four. There are some issues, and mostly it comes out, I mean, people want to forget it so soon. Last year's team had Terrence Jones, Ron Lamb, Darius Miller. Those guys aren't there. Kyle Wilcher is none of those. And he's showing so far he's not good enough defensively to be on just the first 5 at this point if it's a really good team. So you've lost all of that. The point guard has been up in the air. It's been a mess from the beginning. That's got to settle down. The best chance they have to pull this off, and I'm not going to write them off. I'm never going to write off what Calipari can pull off. Ryan Harrell has got to settle into point guard, move Archie to 2, go into Camp Cal, which is the time between semesters when you practice 100 hours a day, and you fix it by the time you come out the other end of that.
Now, Kentucky also has another break coming their way, Darryl, and when you look at the SEC, you've really got Florida's pretty good.
Florida's good.
And other than that, Kentucky's going to have a chance really to get well during the conference play before tournament play starts.
I see that, but I also argue this, okay, you're getting well. Are you getting well, or you just think you're getting well?
Well, no, that's a great point.
Danger to me.
That's a
part of the problem. They played pretty well against Duke. Well, maybe we're okay. And then you kill these people that are directional schools, and you go up against somebody decent like Baylor, and you lose. So you got to watch the confidence versus overconfidence.
That's a great point, because they may not be tested that much in the SEC. Well, what got busted this year has been those transfer plans for Stephen Van Treese. It looked as though he was going to be a man without a team this summer. He was ready to transfer out when Rick Pitino reeled him back in.
Well, what happened, what I wanted for Stephen is he hadn't played in 2 years. And I said, Stephen, look, go to Bellarmine, play 38 minutes, get your confidence going, get back, and then come back for your last year with us. but get on the court and start playing, because I didn't think he'd play a whole lot with us. Well, then he started visiting Illinois and all. I said, that's absurd. I mean, ridiculous. And then I just called him back and said, look, I've been reading all this crap. It's time to come home. And he said, I'm so relieved, Coach. I'll be back immediately.
This is what's crazy about this whole situation. Had Steve Ventris gone, and Gorgui Dieng is now out for 4 to 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, however long it's going to be, it'd be Zach Price and nobody else. I mean, that's what's crazy about this, and that's the reason this is busted, is because, you know, you think about, if that guy's gone, those transfer plans go through, you know, that Louisville has one center.
Darrell, it's time to face the facts. God is a Louisville fan.
We'll see.
Everything is just going their way right
Falling into
now.
place, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, what's nuts for the University of Kentucky is apparently the thought that this may be Kentucky's worst team ever. At least that's what Semper coach Benny Seltzer told his team the other night.
Coach, were you telling your team, maybe for motivation, whatever, that this was the worst Kentucky team you'd ever seen?
Well, I think I said they're not that good. I can't even remember what else I said.
Ooh. I haven't seen all the Kentucky teams, but I can't imagine there weren't a few that were worse than us.
I mean, that's what we've been hearing for the last 3 weeks. We're not a good Kentucky team. We're the worst Kentucky team that's ever gone through here. It's like a broken record. You know, as us as a team, we got to show people that, you know, we're a good Kentucky team, and, you know, we're going to be part of a legacy.
Which might explain why all the players deleted their Twitter accounts. You may not want to be out there conversing with the public at this point. The coach, it was motivation. It was early in the game and they were getting killed, Samford was, and he screamed at his team, you know, they're not that good. This is the worst team. Now, what I don't know is he saying this is the worst Kentucky team ever under Calipari, or the worst ever? Because the worst ever, come on. Yeah. There's been some really bad teams through the years, even recently. So
Billy Gillispie.
Yeah,
Tubby Smith last
points.
year.
Yes, you do.
Should I keep going?
Keep going. As long as you count 10 losses, you can keep going. But the issue of this is the least talented Calipari team in 4 years, yeah, that's accurate. And they've got to do something about it to fix it. And it's interesting that they're hearing that, because you think, well, these guys are insulated, it's hard to get to them, but they know, they understand they're not playing very well. Now it's up to them. Are they going to fix it?
What's next for Louisville? Well, this now has become a destination job. The Cards are in the ACC. They're willing to pay their football coach $3 to $4 million a year, and their coach turned down a great SEC program to stay in Louisville.
But I truly believe now, as of 7:40 last Wednesday morning when John Swofford called, this is a top 10 job in the country. And somebody debate that with me, please, because I will debate that till I drop dead. I think it's a top 10 job in the country in football. And as we move on to the ACC and all the things that they provide for us, we're very fortunate and blessed to be there. But I think, you know, I think you'll see a lot of people say no.
Yeah, for Louisville, the ACC changes everything, and I think expanding the stadium changes a lot of things too. You've got 55,000 now. You've got all these suites, so it actually, in terms of profit, it makes it about a 85,000 seat stadium in terms of profit per seat. And then you've got an ACC schedule that is winnable and can get you into that national playoff. Yep. So I think that's what he's talking about. If you look at, you know, it's not going to be a top 10 program of all time, but right now, top 10 job, Louisville might be it.
And that league is winnable against brand names.
Yes, yeah, you've got a North Carolina and Miami, and you know, if you beat Temple, people are like, oh well, whatever. Right. But if you beat Georgia Tech this year, people are like, oh, it's Georgia Tech.
That's right.
Well, they're probably about the same team right now, but hey, yeah, you got Georgia Tech.
A lot of excitement about Louisville's new current football coach that almost was their ex-football coach, and a lot of concerns about Kentucky's new football coach, one in particular. We'll talk about that after Darrell tells us about the Cat's Paws.
I do appreciate it very much. I can't even guess the headline was too obvious. I tried to play the headline game again, and in fact, Howie nailed it immediately. It's Stoops. There it is. You've got Stoops. The so obvious headline. Everybody sing along. That was the headline this week, and to the left is our cover, to the right is our digital express issue sample that we do every week between games. Easy to subscribe. Makes a great Christmas gift this time of the year. If you want to quote Clark Griswold from A Christmas Vacation in the Jelly of the Month, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Stoops,
throughout the
there
year.
he is.
Magazine.catspaws.com.
Stoops, here he is. Stoops, here he is.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
Yeah, I just picked her up. We should be there in 20 minutes.
Who is it? Oh, it's him. Where is he?
I know. Yeah, I know.
Buying your next VW from Bachman Volkswagen will be a great experience. No games or gimmicks, competitive prices, and a huge inventory make #1 Bachman the place to get your Volkswagen. The all-new 2012 Jetta, an IHS top safety pick, is a great vehicle and fun to drive. Or get the sporty all-new 2012 Volkswagen Beetle. It's back and better than ever. Come to #1 Bachman Volkswagen today to get your new Volkswagen before someone else does.
Bachman makes a difference.
If you're like me, you're dreading the thought of higher energy costs this season. That's why I call my friends at Doug Jones Home Improvement, who's been doing quality work at a fair price for over 40 years. Doug Jones Home Improvement offers maintenance-free replacement windows, insulated vinyl siding, and airtight entry doors. They're priced fairly with no high-pressure sales tactics or hidden fees. Doug Jones Home Improvement prides itself on keeping the weather outside while keeping you comfortable inside.
For a free estimate, call us at 366-0291.
My name is Corey Kaufman. I'm here with touring professional Jared Wolf. Here, to me, this is the hardest shot in golf, the long bunker shot. Jared, what are some keys for you to hit this golf shot?
Well, usually your normal players will grab a 60-degree or a sand wedge and try to hit it, and that just leads to way too many issues, too many variables. So I take a 54 or a 50 and use pretty much the same shot as a short bunker shot, but always accelerating.
All right, let's see it. Great shot there, bud. So what were your keys again to hitting this shot?
This one I took the 54. I opened my stance a little bit, accelerated through the ball, acted like it was a normal short bunker shot, but just with more club, and the ball came out nicely and went up to a couple feet.
Perfect. If you want to learn this shot, you can visit me, Corey Kaufman, at Oxmoor Country Club.
Welcome back to the Red and Blue Review. My name is Josh Snyder. I'm the head golf professional at Oxmoor Country Club. You can play golf anywhere, but if you're serious about improving your game, you need to be at Oxmoor Country Club. We recently invested in our practice facility that makes it one of the best in the city. Whether you want to work on your wedge game, your bunker play, your putting, your mid-iron play, or your full swing with the driver, we have the facilities that will make you better. If you want to get better, please come see us at Oxmoor Country Club. Now back to the Red and Blue Review.
And they got ballrooms like this. Yeah, I got to tell you guys, this is a pretty swanky setup we got here.
It's pretty sweet.
Nice. Well, we're going to talk a little football right now in our Game Time storylines. This portion of the Red and Blue Review brought to you by the Kentucky State Police, who are not just reminding you, they are warning you. They are going to be ticketing aggressive driving amongst cars and trucks. Well, Game Time storyline #1 has to do with Kentucky's new football coach. A lot of excitement about Mark Stoops, but one big concern, and that is the fact this is his first head coaching job.
I understand that. You know, that goes with the territory. I've been successful. If you look at where I've been, I feel pretty good about each and every place I've been. We've been successful, so I don't plan on that stopping now.
It's a legitimate concern, and it is. It's the one and only concern. When you everybody was so fired up on Sunday, and so the elephant in the room. And I finally had to ask it. I said, everybody's fired up. You've never been a head coach before, and immediately, to his credit, he said, "Yeah, I understand that. That's legit, but I've succeeded where I've been, and I'm going to succeed now." He answered it perfectly, really did.
For Louisville, they were wondering why in the world would you pick Louisville over Tennessee? And Charlie says part of the reason is finances, maybe, but definitely family.
Well, I just know this. Under the direction of our athletic director and our president, the stability of this program is always going to be solid, and they're going to do everything to try to make this one of the best programs in the country. And not so much that I looked at the ACC, I just looked at this city and what this city had to offer and what this city had done for our families and just being involved in this city also. And our players. I told our players, I said to them, I said, when we talk to you, we always talk about trust, and we talk about being committed. And I said this to them. I said, a lot of you guys grew up without a father figure, and then there's been a lot of people to walk out of your life. Now, all of a sudden, you're looking at me saying, Coach, you're going to do the same thing. And I just could not do that to this football team.
How about that statement from Charlie Strong? I mean, what a powerful statement. And it tells me that he was looking at this at a deeper level than $4 million. And I think the credit to Tom Jurich, because that's essentially what Tom Jurich wanted him to do. He came to him and said, listen, money's going to be the same. Money is no object. What are you going to do? What's the rest of the job look like? And it forced Charlie to sit back and say, okay, all right, if it's not about the money, let's see, what is it about? Do I want to go to the SEC, or am I pretty happy where I am? He's got a great gig at Louisville. He's got fans that adore him right now. You know, a little fence mending to do after Monday's comments, but they still adore him. He's got the ability to win in a conference. He's got, you know, $4 million a year. His kids love it here. His wife loves it here. The community has embraced him. So I think when all that was considered, he thought, I think I'll stay. It's pretty remarkable.
Hey, beat Florida in the Sugar Bowl, all's forgiven.
Everything's forgiven for the next 3 years.
Won't be a concern. The Red and Blue Review coming to you from Oxmoor Country Club. They've got fantastic facilities like this, 3 swimming pools, banquet rooms, which is one of which we're in right now, the ballroom. And this is open to non-members. Utilize the facilities here, like the banquet area and the dining rooms. Come on out and join us. Oxmoor Country Club. Go to oxmoorcc.com. Well, forget about Christmas. The most wonderful time of the year for Cal is Camp Cal.
But that's all right. We're sliding into Camp Cal time. No classes, no time frame, no 4 hours, 20 hours a week, none of that. It's like 3 practices a day. Do nice conditioning in the morning, do practice in the afternoon, and come back in the evening and walk through and do some shooting and other things. So we got 3 weeks of that.
I guess none of the fellows are happy about that.
No, we're excited for it. We're going to get in good shape.
And he's not kidding. It is absolutely 3 practices a day for as long as he wants, and this will make or break Kentucky's season in terms of Final Four aspirations.
Well, a member of the Louisville basketball team had better brace himself for a beating this year. We'll tell you why after Howie tells us about CardinalSports.com.
Absolutely. We followed the entire coaching process from the beginning to the end, to the second end, to the third end. It was all the way through. Check it out at CardinalSports.com. We had a blast during this last week. At times we were all biting our fingernails, but you could follow it step by step by step, and Charlie is staying.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
Just picked her up. We should be there in 20 minutes.
Who is it? Oh, it's him. Where is he?
I know. Yeah, I know.
Buying your next VW from Bachman Volkswagen will be a great experience. No games or gimmicks, competitive prices, and a huge inventory make #1 Bachman the place to get your Volkswagen. The all-new 2012 Jetta, an IHS top safety pick, is a great vehicle and fun to drive. Or get the sporty all-new 2012 Volkswagen Beetle. It's back and better than ever. Come to #1 Bachman Volkswagen today to get your new Volkswagen before someone else does.
Bachman makes a difference.
If you're like me, you're dreading the thought of higher energy costs this season. That's why I call my friends at Doug Jones Home Improvement, who's been doing quality work at a fair price for over 40 years. Doug Jones Home Improvement offers maintenance-free replacement windows, insulated vinyl siding, and airtight entry doors. They're priced fairly with no high-pressure sales tactics or hidden fees. Doug Jones Home Improvement prides itself on keeping the weather outside while keeping you comfortable inside.
For a free estimate, call us at 366-0291.
Yeah, I just picked her up. We should be there in 20 minutes.
Who is it? Oh, it's him. Where is he?
I know. Yeah, I know.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
Welcome back to Oxmoor Country Club. My name is Corey Kaufman. There's no reason for you to take off this winter. Come join me in our indoor facility to work on your game. Now back to the Red and Blue Review.
And we are delighted to be coming to you from the ballroom here at Oxmoor Country Club. Very nice setup. Thanks, guys, for having us in. One of the things that's going to need fixing this year on the Louisville side of things is Shane Bohannon's free throw shooting. One of the best ways you can play defense against him is don't let him shoot underneath the basket. Make him take free throws.
I'll be very confident Shane will listen and change his form. And, you know, everybody has, Kevin's changed, Peyton's changed. Just Russ and Shane are very different. Now, Russ is a good free throw shooter because he doesn't have a whole lot of motion. Shane's got way too much motion on his free throw. But he's got a good 15-foot shot.
Yeah, I think we're tossing around. You've heard of the old hack-a-shack, where anytime you get the ball down low, they just foul him because he can't hit free throws. And he's bordering on that. Not quite as bad as Shaq, of course. We're talking about like lame-a-Shane or pain-a-Shane, or we're going to have to come up with a phrase because teams are just going to foul him.
Shame-a-Shane.
Yeah, there you go, shame-a-Shane.
We're not a lot of great competition for Kentucky and Louisville until toward the end of the year when both these teams meet. Is that Louisville game going to be the next opportunity for us to figure out where Kentucky and Louisville really are as they head toward the conference play?
On the Kentucky side of it, absolutely. You've got nothing between now and Louisville, and then after that it's SEC play, and then you really start to find out. But you're right. No test. It's going to be a flying blind.
Yeah, that Charleston game was built up. That was terrible. 80 to 38, whatever. Memphis, I thought, would be better, but I don't think there are.
Well, guys, Merry Christmas from the Red and Blue Review. Thanks for joining us. See you next time right here on Red and Blue.